Yeah, can you hear me? Anybody can answer, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Screen కనపడుతుంది కదా మేడం?
Yes.
స్క్రీన్ కూడా కనపడుతుంది కదా?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So take this reaction. So when we do oxidation of a primary alcohol with PDEC in DMF, it will be over oxidized to carboxylic acid. So it is a polar aprotic solvent. Whereas when we do oxidize a primary alcohol with PDC in DCM, that will give usual product aldehyde. But I'm changing this. When we look at the mechanism of chromium 6 reagents will oxidize an alcohol to carbonyl. For example, it is a secondary alcohol, so it will oxidize to ketone. So chromium 6 will be converted to chromium 4. As I said previously, it is only a 2 electron oxidation. So chromium 6 now will take 2 electrons from alcohol and it will be reduced to chromium 4. Alcohol will eliminate hydrogen and will undergo oxidation. Then this chromium 4 will now convert another alcohol to a radical system. That means it will take 1 electron from this system. So chromium 6 now becomes chromium 3. So that's it. It is over. Okay, chromium 6 will be converted to chromium 3. So this is it. Now this radical will be converted to ketone using another chromium 6 reagent. So this will be converted to ketone. Since 1 electron is already there, it will give another electron. So chromium 6 now will become chromium 5. Chromium 6 now will become chromium 5 and it takes an proton. It also generates a proton. Now this chromium 5 will react with another alcohol and that will be converted to ketone, and chromium 5 now converted to chromium 3 plus 2H. So what is the overall reaction? 3 molecules of an alcohol will be converted to corresponding carbonyls using 2 molecules of chromium. Okay, so this is the short mechanism, and I will also tell you how chromium will be converted, chromium 6 will be converted to chromium 3. So this is a short mechanism. So chromium 6 will oxidize 1 alcohol to carbonyl and it becomes chromium 4. And chromium 4 will will take 1 electron from another alcohol and becomes chromium 3. That's it. So chromium 3 is enough. It will not involve in the reaction anymore. This radical alcohol now leaves one more electron. It gives one more electron to chromium 6, so it becomes oxidized, and chromium 6 now becomes chromium 5. So this chromium 5 will oxidize another alcohol to ketone, and this chromium 5 will convert to chromium 3. So that means 2 molecules of chromium oxide can convert 3 molecules of alcohol to ketone. Please take it a little bit fast. So the detailed mechanism, I'll post it in our group. Okay, you can practice. Just 2 steps only. I'll post it in our group. Okay, leave half-page gap for this. I'll post it in our group. Make it fast. So we will. So far, we have learned some examples of strong oxidizing agents. So we will take some examples for this. Okay. So do remember that the basic equation, a basic oxidation is conversion of an alcohol to either aldehyde or ketone or carboxylic acid. Okay, that's it. So the basic reactions I am not going to discuss you. I'll discuss something else. Okay, right. So for example, if we have an alcohol of this kind, this is called endo alcohol. If the alcohol is below the plane, it is called endo alcohol. If the alcohol is above the plane, like this, it is called exo alcohol. Of course, when we look at the stabilities, exo is more stable compared to endo. Then, if we oxidize these two with chromium trioxide, so which alcohol will be easily converted to ketone, which alcohol will be slow, which alcohol will be fast. Okay. Right. So when we oxidize this with chromium trioxide, what is the reaction? It forms a chromate ester. First, it forms a chromate ester. Oh, I'm sorry. It forms a chromate ester. So this is chromate ester, right? Right. At the same time, this fellow also, when it is oxidized with chromium trioxide, this will also generate a chromate ester. So how it generates a chromate ester, I will post it in the group. Okay, the detailed mechanism. Right. Now, for further oxidation, this chromate ester has to undergo decomposition. So which one will be fastly decompose, which one will slowly decompose? So that depends on the rate of the reaction. Okay, if this intermediate decomposes fastly, then that alcohol will be oxidized very fastly. If the intermediate doesn't decompose fastly compared to other one, then that reaction is slow, right? I'll tell you few points regarding the stability. Here, the hydrogens will be like this. The endo hydrogens will be exactly coplanar, exactly coplanar. That means OH and H, they are coplanar. So they will have spherical crowding. Even the backside hydrogen are from this carbon also. But the exohydrogens, they are not coplanar. That means they may not have some spherical crowding. Okay. So in endo, this OH feels spherical crowding with all the hydrogens. But OH, of course, it is okay. Means it is not a bulky group. It is somewhat okay, but it is less stable compared to exo. Right. Once it forms a chromate ester, of course, chromate ester formation is difficult. Chromate ester formation is difficult. Why? Because chromate ester has to form in the endoform, where in an endoform we will observe spherical crowding. We will observe spherical crowding. So that means it is unstable. This chromate ester is unstable. When we look at the numbering, generally these compounds, they will be numbered like this, and this is the seventh. So bridge system will be the seventh. Okay, we will start from the bridging system 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and whatever the bridge, that will be the seventh carbon. So here we have uh, 2 comma 6 or 2 comma 3 or 2 comma 5 steric hindrance. Okay, so this 5 comma 6 steric hindrance. That means it has strong repulsions with hydrogens from this hydrogen or from this. Ah, Himi elu, Himi elu. Okay, so it is unstable, so it decomposes very fast. So it decomposes fast. So that means oxidation of this alcohol is easy. One more advantage is when we want to oxidize this, we need to take out this proton. This proton has to eliminate so that it generates a carbon oxygen double bond. This is in exo position where we don't have this type of 5, 6 or 2 comma 3 steric hindrance. That means it is not sterically crowded. It is not sterically crowded. So a base can easily pick up this proton, right? A base from reaction mixture can easily approach this proton and can easily pick up. If it is sterically crowded, yes, approach of base to this proton, it is difficult. But here we do not have any sterical crowding problem. So we do not have spherical crowding. Therefore, abstracting this proton is easy. Abstracting this proton is easy. So there are two important points regarding this chromate ester. First, the chromate ester is unstable, so it easily undergoes decomposition. Second, the abstraction of this proton is easy. So that is why this reaction is very fast and it easily gives, I think these are norbornene type molecules. So this easily gives this carbonite. So it is a fast reaction. Right. We will also look at this fellow. This is exo alcohol, so exochromate ester. Exochromate ester, no spherical crowding. Exochromate ester, no spherical crowding, absolutely crowding. So stable. It is stable. Second point, if we want to have a ketone, we need to remove this proton. What is this proton? This proton is having spherical crowding with the protons at third position, fifth position, sixth position. That means a base cannot easily approach this proton to take out this proton, right? A base feels little difficulty to remove this proton because there is a spherical crowding. There is a spherical crowding with hydrogen itself, and even if a base wants to go there, then it is difficult for that base to approach this because spherical crowding is already there. So it is a less facile removal. It is a less facile removal. So it has two disadvantages. First, the chromate ester is stable. It doesn't have any spherical crowding, so it will not react that easily. Second, removal of this proton is difficult because it is already sterically crowded, and if a base wants to go there and take out this proton, it is even difficult. So this is a slow reaction. So this is narbornone. So when you want to compare the reactivities of two different alcohols for the oxidation, what we need to know is first the stability of chromate ester, then removal of the proton on a carbon where alcohol is there. Okay, if the chromate ester is unstable, yes, that can be easily decomposed, that can be easily undergo further reactions. If the proton is less sterically crowded, then base can easily approach that proton and can easily remove. Okay, in the reverse case, it is slow. Okay, yeah, take this. So I would like to give one more example on spherical crowding of oxidation of alcohols. So please take it fast, little bit fast. So as I said earlier, this is the front bond and this is the back side bond. So that is why it was not written continuously. Up to this, I have broken this bond and then it was started again. So that represents it is a bond which is in the back side of the plane. Make it fast. I think I want to give one more example, a similar example for this. Yeah, I'm changing this. You can take a snapshot. Please take a snapshot. I'm changing this. Yeah. We can have a similar example. For example, this is tertiary butyl group and this is chlorine. So this is a cis alcohol. Similarly, we can have trans alcohol. So when we want to oxidize these things, these two cis and trans alcohols with the chromium trioxide or chromium reagents, which one will undergo fast oxidation, which one will undergo slow oxidation. So for this, what we need to do, we need to write the chair conformation first. We need to write the chair conformation. Whenever if you have a isopropyl group or tertiary butyl group, you please fix that here. So in equatorial position itself. Okay. Since it is a cis, this also is a this will be the hydration. So the compounds, the substituents which are exactly like this, these are called axial substituents. The substituents which are in between, they are called equatorial. So I cannot give better understanding of axial and equatorial in a class, in an online class. So you better read more about the axial and the equatorial bonds in some book. So you can go to Bruce or some any basic organic chemistry. Okay, right here, right. So when you have axial OH, we can have 1,3 diaxial interactions. Diaxial interaction. What is 1,3 diaxial interaction? It is a sterical crowding interaction. That means this OH is now already feeling sterical crowding with this hydrogen or a hydrogen from this. Okay. So when we want to do oxidation with this, first it has to form a chromate ester. So I think I will use this OH. Okay. So it is already OH itself, it is under having 1,3 diaxial interaction, which is a sterical crowding. This chromate ester itself is also feel that 1,3 diaxial interaction. So it is unstable. It is unstable. At the same time, abstraction of this proton, it is at equatorial position. Equatorial hydrogens or equatorial substituents, they don't feel sterical crowding. So a base can easily approach this proton and take out this proton. So again, this trans alcohol, cis alcohol, it is having one unstable chromate ester, easy a facile removal of hydrogen. So it can easily undergo oxidation. It can easily undergo oxidation. Okay. So this is fast. Right. We will look at this well also when we write chair conformation for trans. Of course, cis is less stable, trans is more stable. I'm not discussing about the stability of alcohol, right? Right. So when we do oxidize this fellow with chromium trioxide, this oxygen OH group, now it is in equatorial position, so it doesn't feel 1,3 diaxial interaction, or it doesn't have any sterical crowding. So chromate ester, it forms a chromate ester, stable chromate ester. It forms a stable chromate ester. At the same time, abstraction of this proton, it is difficult. Why? It feels sterical crowding with 1,3 diaxial interaction. This is stable. Abstraction of proton is difficult. So that is why, sorry, it is a slow reaction. It is a slow reaction. Okay, product is same, right? So this oxidation, sorry, this oxidation is slow. Okay, right? I think I have given enough information, right? So the cis alcohol, which feels sterical crowding, chromate ester also feels the same 1,3 diaxial interactions, hence it is unstable.